The step taken by Reserve Bank of India yesterday in terms of banning the LOUs and the LOCs, I think is a very retrogressive step. It's a knee-jerk reaction. You cannot penalize industry, trade and commerce for mischief of two or three or five individuals. You cannot penalize companies which are running smoothly for the fault of the government's own system. If the CBS of one bank is not talking to the CBS of the other bank, it is not the private sector's fault. The government has to see its own house as to where it was a systematic failure. It has to improve on systems. Taking the path of least resistance by banning LOU, LOC is no point. Where are you heading for? You're talking of GDP growth, you're talking of ease of doing business, you're talking of make in India. But for what? All of a sudden, you've sucked out so much of working capital of all the corporates, public sector, private sector. And working capital is the lifeline of any industry. Just like blood is the lifeline of a human body, it is the blood of an organization. And you cannot take blood away at your will. It's unfair. And bias credit or LOC or LOU, this is an international banking instrument. It's done by all the countries almost across the world. India has been doing it for the last so many years. So I think Reserve Bank should still reconsider this decision, and maybe they could tighten the whole system. But they have to do something about it, otherwise it's going to grossly impact the manufacturing sector who is or who was importing a lot of their raw materials under bias credit. It will affect the services sector. It will affect agriculture, everything. So Reserve Bank should be more rational, more objective, and I'm sure they know the best practices across the world. Maybe they could adopt one or two strong countries who have strong banking laws on LOUs and LOCs and just implement it rather than just banning it one fine day. Otherwise, I'm telling you, this is going to have a tremendous negative impact on the industry of India, and forget achieving 25% manufacturing as a contribution to our total GDP.